Efficiency, reliability, flexibility. All key components of refrigeration. Emerson Climate Technologies introduces the Copeland Scroll Outdoor Condensing Unit. Ideally suited for walk-in cooler and freezer applications, the small footprint, low noise, and energy efficiency make it a perfect fit for restaurants and convenience stores. By using scroll technology, variable speed fan motors, and large capacity condenser coils, the Copeland Scroll Outdoor Condensing Unit will save more than $350 in annual energy costs. This video is designed to show you the necessary steps to install and prepare the unit for operation. In any scenario, it is important to make sure that you have the correct information and tools to complete the job. To install the Copeland Scroll Outdoor Condensing Unit, it is recommended you have a straight slot and Phillips screwdriver, Allen wrench set, adjustable crescent wrench, channel locks, a wire stripper, torch brazing kit, brazing material, refrigeration gauge set, heat shield, volt ohm meter, deburring tool, emery cloth, safety glasses, evacuation equipment, and nitrogen cylinder with pressure regulator. It is very important that you have the supplied installation manual and a current detailed wiring diagram for the equipment that you are working on. Please keep in mind that each installation is unique and that this video is a basic overview in a controlled environment. If you have any questions, please contact an Emerson technical specialist or visit our website at emersonclimate.com/Copeland Outdoor Unit for additional support information and our toll-free technical support hotline. Refer to page 5 of the installation manual for location placement consideration and requirements. Once the unit has been installed in the desired location, the next step is to connect the tubing. Start by removing the process caps on the liquid and suction service valves. Next, remove the plastic caps from the suction and liquid service valves. Using the appropriate Allen wrench key, mid-seat the valves. It is important to stay clear of the face because when you open the valves, the N2 charge will be released, which is 8 to 10 pounds. The correct tubing is 1/2 inch for the liquid line and 3/4 inch for the suction line. Prepare the tubes by deburring the field tubes, making sure to keep all debris out of the tubing. Clean the tube with an abrasive material, like a crocus cloth. Make sure to clean the copper tubing on the unit as well. This will ensure that the copper tubing is free of dirt and oil. Next, insert the tubes in their proper locations. Before brazing the tubes, it is important to wrap a cold, wet rag around the valves to provide a heat sink to avoid damage to the valve seals. It is also important to use a heat shield, such as a piece of tin, to keep the paint from being burned on the unit, which will prevent rusting. Now braze the tubes according to your brazing procedures. Now that the brazing is complete, the next step in the installation process is to check the equipment for leaks. It is important to check the receiver valve to verify that the valve is open. To do this, remove the front panel. There are 6 Phillips head screws holding the panel on. Prior to the leak check, with the panel off, verify that the receiver valve is open. The valve is open from the factory, but it is recommended to double check. It is good refrigeration practice to use nitrogen gas for the leak check. Remove the process port caps on the service valves. Connect the hoses to the service valves. Open your nitrogen tank supply and set your regulator to your company's standard leak check practices. With the leak check complete, it is now time to perform a system evacuation. The vacuum you will want to achieve is based on your standard service practices. Hook the vacuum hoses to the service valve's process ports. Open the valves, turn your vacuum system on, and perform the system evacuation according to your company standard. Once you have determined that the evacuation is complete, close both service valves and remove the hoses. At this time, the refrigerant charge can be supplied to the unit. Note, prior to energizing any electrical power to the system, a holding charge must be applied to the liquid line of the system. At this time, the service valves are both closed. Once you set your refrigerant cylinder and your gauges, open the liquid line valve to allow the charge to enter your system. You will charge 2 to 3 pounds of refrigerant into the unit, depending on the size of the system. Now energize the system and adjust the system charge using standard refrigeration practices. Depending on your application, you will need to address defrost. A medium temperature application typically does not require a unit supplied defrost scenario. Follow your standard defrost practices that you employed on your previous application. If you're using a low temp application, you will need a defrost solution. The Copeland condensing unit does supply a defrost module, which will need to be wired according to the unit supplied wiring diagram. If you choose to use the customer supplied defrost, you will remove the defrost cable, located here in the electrical enclosure. Next, change the dip switch settings in accordance to the supplied user manual. You will then proceed with your routine defrost timer installation procedure. Finally, manually adjust your low pressure control to adjust your low pressure setting. When utilizing the Emerson supplied defrost module, you will need to run 2 wires, one from terminal point 12 on the terminal block to JP10 on the control board. This controls the evaporator defrost heater. The second wire will run from JP9 on the control board to the evaporator section or wherever the relays are mounted to switch the defrost heaters and fans. Reference Figure 4, page 10, and the wiring diagrams in the back of the manual. Once the wiring is complete, you will need to adjust the defrost module. To set the defrost duration and time intervals, you will use a screwdriver to set the clocks accordingly, using Table 4 in the user's manual. Finally, with these steps complete, we can now install the electrical components in the unit. Remove the necessary knockouts to install your electrical components. Feed the power wires into the unit. Take the conductors, which will be sized to the National Electrical Code, and mount them to the power board supplied inside the unit. The unit is now ready to be energized. In any instance that you might need the model number, serial number, voltage requirements, or any similar information, you can find it on the side panel of the unit. If you have any questions regarding the condensing unit, contact 888-367-9950 for technical support, or contact an Emerson technical specialist at your local Emerson full line or authorized Copeland branch. As stated earlier, this is a basic overview of the steps to complete the installation. Please be aware that each customer situation has its own unique requirements. Be sure to consult the wiring diagram, the user manual, and if necessary, an Emerson technical specialist. To learn more about system setup and troubleshooting, please view the Diagnostics Made Easy video. Thanks for watching.